Now that we're actually live here, I'll do a little bit of camera adjustment, possibly. Who knows? Is this as far down as this thing goes? This part is going to look really dumb later, but it's okay. If any of you watching this later as a video, you might be like, so why the heck did you adjust the camera after the stream started? Why didn't you just adjust the camera prior to the stream? Because I didn't, okay? I don't know. I just didn't. So let me check I'm going to turn the gain all the way up because I'm a little far away from the microphone. I might turn that down a little bit here. You guys probably hear like ultimate ear rape whenever I adjust the microphone volume. I would assume. I'm not exactly sure about that. I'm going to go see real quick. I'm being dumb. I'm going to go check and see if this stream is running at 1080p at least. This is supposed to be a 4K webcam, but for some reason it likes to cut off at 720p, even though it's advertised as 4K. I bought it to have a 4K microphone. No, not microphone. How would 4K microphone audio work? That was not a thing. I bought it to have 4K video support for face cam type things, but for some reason it's always kind of capping off at the 720p marker. So I need to figure that out at some point. I'm checking right now to see if this stream is at least 1080p. I don't think that YouTube supports 4K webcam streaming, so it's not going to be there. But I just want to see what options we got. Yeah, we do have up to 1080p available on this webcam stream, which is relatively impressive, actually. So I'm cool with that. Awesome. So yeah, that's about it. That's about that. We have one viewer now, which is myself checking the video. That'll probably go away in just a moment. So yeah, just kind of whatever. It's as high up as this chair goes, I think. Yeah, it is. It's a weird chair, you know? Really weird. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. And we end to the point where I'm talking about a chair. Okay, I was confused there for a second because the plug on my computer was definitely plugged into the wall, into my computer, but it wasn't getting power there for a second, but it should be back to normal now. I always like to keep the computer plugged in when I'm like editing video and live streaming and stuff, because you guys have probably heard this before if you've been on the channel for a while, but I use a MacBook Air for video editing, streaming, stuff like that, which is really not a computer built for anything like that. It's built for simple tasks like maybe typing a document, doing some spreadsheets, browsing the web. It's not made for this. So I'm surprised it holds in as well as it does, especially, I guess it's just how well optimized iMovie is, but I can actually manage to get this to edit some video pretty complicatedly, not smoothly, but it still works, and it doesn't take forever to render. It takes like an hour or so to render a 20-minute video, which I think is impressive for a computer of this minimalistic power. But I'll leave it plugged in because the processor is already struggling as is, and I want to give it maximum resources. Of course, running off of battery power is hard, but if I give it direct access to wall power, then it should be able to draw more power at a time, which should allow it to clock faster. Of course, that's making the generous assumption that the thing's not thermal throttling, which it probably is, because there's just one tiny fan in the MacBook Air that's kind of at full power already right now, and it's already feeling hot. So it probably is thermal throttling, actually. So I don't know if wall power really has any kind of big advantage. So, you know, whatever. So we're back at Variety Podcast. Really late tonight, 10:15 p.m. And that was not because I was watching the Super Bowl. I really don't watch the Super Bowl. I don't really like football at all. You can come at me if you want. I don't really care about football. I was just doing some other things, and the time slipped by me, and I realized I need to go do variety podcasts because it's been a couple weeks. I've been on trips to other fun places the last 2 weeks, so we didn't get to do variety podcasts. It's sad stuff. But we're back, and that's cool. I'm talking kind of quietly because other people in my house are, sleeping, and I'm kind of far away from the microphone. So I think the gain on the microphone's up enough, hopefully. So that should be all good there. So I would apologize for the stream being so late, but no one's really not just no one's really, no one is watching the stream currently. So there's really nothing to worry about in that regard. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time, no one really shows up for variety podcasts anyway. When I look back on them, they always seem to have some kind of viewership. So I don't know if anybody goes back and watches these afterward as their videos. If you don't, I recommend you do because it's a good way to kind of just hear my thoughts. This is kind of a way for me and why I like this to just kind of voice my thoughts in more open, relaxing format, I guess. Who knows? And so you might catch some interesting things about channel you probably would not get otherwise. So you probably have noticed I've been pretty busy. I had a piranha plant video a few days ago, and that's kind of what I'm looking for higher quality video content to bring to you guys in 2019. I want my videos to actually be things I would enjoy watching. So I'll be experimenting with a lot of different newer video techniques in the coming weeks and months. So just be prepared for that. And of course, that kind of intensive editing does take a lot more time than what I was doing before. So don't expect super frequent uploads, especially as I'm super busy with other stuff, because of course I am. I'm always busy, That's just the busy life. So anyways, my computer, YouTube kind of updated their streaming encoding software, all that fun stuff. Everything's kind of been changed a little bit. So before I could stream at 480p, but the last couple of times I've tried live streaming video game content, I streamed at 480p, yesterday, and it did not go over very well. It was the party crash thing. The audio was pretty much non-existent. I think what happened was the computer processor was so taxed that the software actually cut out the audio portion just to reduce how much the computer was having to process through it. So it would just have to process the video and game audio content, which I don't even actually think the game audio was coming through either. I think it was just the video, and it was only playing at like 10 frames a second with constant buffering because YouTube was not retrieving enough video stream from me. So I kind of feel bad now. But anyways, that's just YouTube kind of changed some things. And now it was already hard on my computer. Now it's harder. So I was going to do a live stream today of some more party crashing, but I decided not to do that because it's already... Well, I just didn't, because I didn't want to fool with anything else with the live streaming. We already had the problems yesterday, and I just didn't want that kind of stress because it's kind of stressful when this stuff just doesn't work. So next time there's something to live stream, I'll try bumping down to 360p to see what the heck would happen there. I don't even know how viewable a 360p live stream would be. I thought 480p would be nearly unviewable, but people used to stop by my 480p live streams quite a bit and said they were perfectly watchable. And I've gone back and actually watched some of them myself, and I found them to be perfectly fine, really. So that's good. But 360p is taking it down another notch. But I mean, in my opinion, the whole point of live streams is not to actually have the video content. That's more of what videos are for. Live streams is for real-time interaction with viewers and fans. I don't really know. I have some fans sometimes that come and go, but they don't really seem all that consistent. Mostly just the viewers that stop by. And that's why streams with no viewers are very, very boring, because the whole point of streams, at least in my mindset, is to have that real-time connection and interaction with your viewers. which is not something you get when no one actually shows up. So if you're watching this later as a video and you want to make me happy, be sure to have your notifications enabled. You can do that next to where on my channel page it says you're subscribed. There's a bell. You can click that, and it should let you select when you get notifications, and make sure you'll get notified when the live streams, and you can stop by and make me happy. Or if you don't care about making me happy, that's fine too. And don't stop by my live streams. Get notified about my live streams to make sure you don't pop in. I don't know. So I remember when I first found the button for seeing the active chat participants, I thought that was really cool. Anyways, here it says the active chat participant. The only active chat participant is Variety Entertainment. So I'm technically the only participant on my own chat. Although, other funny thing, I actually have not typed a single message into the chat yet. I guess it's just assuming since I'm making the live stream, I'm participating in the chat, which is not true. I'm not doing that. So I don't know what's going on with it. Fun stuff. So I don't think I'm going to go very much longer tonight because it's already pretty late. And, you know, if no one stops by, these aren't really fun. I still do them anyway because, like I said, it's nice just to be able to voice my thoughts on some things to you guys. But overall, I don't want to just stay a long time. Part of the voicing the thoughts is, again, what I was saying about live streams, because believe it or not, this is a live stream. Real-time viewer interaction is pretty important to me with this kind of stuff, which if I don't get, then, you know, I'll just say some crap and we'll move on. So, yeah. Live streams with no participants usually end up just a guy staring at his camera awkwardly for like an hour, not saying anything. And that's why I always try to have things to say and just keep talking so that if anybody sees it later, it's not just an awkward stare at the camera for 30 minutes fest. I try to keep talking so it is an interesting thing to go back and watch later instead of something just taking up YouTube space. So yeah. Chrome ticks me off, I'll say that. It's a very unpopular opinion, but I don't like Google Chrome in the slightest. But for some reason, the way YouTube encodes the video live streams, you have to use Chrome. They don't let you use Safari. You're forced to use Chrome, and it sucks. It really does. But anyways, I was looking to see how long the last Variety podcast we did was. It's always interesting to see. Probably just search through here. Apologize. I have my laptop in my lap, and the camera is positioned way above my lap. So when I look down at the laptop, it probably looks pretty awkward on the camera, but it's okay. All right. We had a 48, a 57, a 48, a 102, a 45, a 34, a 36. So they're kind of anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour is the typical length. So I guess I'll try to go for at least 30 minutes tonight just for the sake of consistency. Oh my gosh. On YouTube, there's YouTube creator posts where they post you useful tips that are never really useful, but there's no way to delete them off your creator screen anyways. I just see this Indian lady with the thumbnail title, How Ads Work. And I'm like, no. Not to be racist or anything, but I really don't need an Indian lady explaining to me how ads work. I mean, adhering to stereotypes, which I usually don't do, an Indian lady teaching about ads would not go over very well. Not very well at all. Another thing I love is when you go to YouTube's website while you have a live stream going, or at least how it works for me is I have a live stream going and I'm opening up a new tab. I go to youtube.com. My first recommended thing on my YouTube page, main homepage, is whatever I'm doing live streaming currently then. Like it wants me to watch my own live. I guess it kind of makes sense for the YouTube algorithm to think, I mean, of course, you'd like the things you create, maybe that kind of mindset, but I don't understand why I would want to say something to the camera and then look and see me say it to the camera again when it comes through 4 or 5 seconds later because of stream lag. There's a good 2 or 3 minute stream lag when I'm doing games, but there's literally no stream lag whatsoever in camera live streams. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm not super techie. I'm pretty techie, more than most people, but I'm not hyper techie, I guess. I don't know. What are the words for that? There's got to be somewhere. But anyways, I don't really know the specifics of the difference between camera live streaming and, encoder live streaming. I just know that encoder live streaming seems to take a lot of processing power from your actual computer, like a whole freaking ton. Whereas when we're on camera live streaming, it never seems to be an issue in that regard. Now we're running into something I was talking about last night, which last night on the live stream, none of you are ever going to see that because the audio for that live stream never actually came through into the stream because of the stream issues we were having. But one of the things I had said last night was that when you're talking on a live stream, and then you're also doing things on a live stream, then you start saying a lot and repeating things and not really knowing what you're saying, like starting sentences and not being able to finish them. The example I was giving, I was playing the game, obviously, that's what I was doing. And you'd be playing the game and I'd be saying something about the game and then just stop mid-sentence because my brain's focused on trying to win the game and not the sentence. And then you don't remember the other half of the sentence. And so it ends up really kind of awkward and weird, Anyways, so I was kind of running into that just now because I was trying to look something up and then I accidentally, or didn't accidentally, see, I'm doing it again. I start looking something up on the computer and I'm talking and then it ends up getting weird because I forget what the heck I'm saying. Although one thing I find is funny, if you go to Elgato's website, which is the capture card that I use to record gameplay footage and encode live streams, all that. I use Elgato's stuff. They're pretty good and reputable. I have liked all the products I've gotten from them. Anyway, they show people using the Blue Yeti microphone, which is the microphone I use on their website. So I guess it's trustworthy. But the funny thing is the Blue Yeti microphone is front address, not top address. If you don't know what that means, you have the thing straight up and you speak into it like that, as opposed to some other microphones where you speak into the top like that. And on Elgato's website, they have the thing positioned where you're speaking into it like that, which is not how this microphone works. You speak into the front like I'm doing right now. But of course, you wouldn't know that because you can't see the microphone. Get wrecked. But yeah, shortest variety podcast up to this point. The shortest variety podcast we've ever done was I'm doing the thing again. We're just going to call that the thing from now on. I don't know how many people are ever going to see this live stream, and no one's ever going to see the one from last night. But anytime there's a live stream, there's people on it that haven't seen it, heard about it before. I'll re-explain what the thing is. But we're just going to call that the thing, and you all just know what the thing is. Apparently the Patriots won the Super Bowl, so congrats. I don't know. Apple News thought that was so important. They deliver it right to my desktop on top of what I'm trying to do right now. I don't give a crap. Go away. Go away. It's so annoying because it won't go away. The news thing, the notification came up. I was trying to swipe the notification away. It wouldn't go away. It just stayed. Anyhow. One thing I don't understand is you have a bunch of newer devices that port for USB-C, But then they include USB-C to standard USB-A cables, which completely defeats the point of having USB-C. For example, the new Elgato capture card, at least their newest one, it's been out for several years now, I believe. It uses USB-C for data transfer because it's faster than USB 3.0. But in the box, they include a cable that is USB-C on one end and then USB 3.0 on the other, therefore completely defeating the whole point of having the increased data transfer speeds with USB-C. I really don't know what they were thinking with that. Anyways, one thing I do struggle with the most, probably in my whole, streaming setup type thing, all that funness, is studio lighting, or just lighting in general. My lighting is always bad. It's always bad lighting. So I think studio lighting would really be something nice for me to have. And Elgato has this new studio lighting solution that's pretty neat, actually, that I might get to try out, because all the other stuff that I've had from Elgato, I've liked a whole lot. Like, I've never really had a problem with anything I purchased from Elgato. It's all been, any problems I've had with it was just because of my own use case and not anything against the product itself. So I might try out, they're calling it Key Light. They always got to have the weird names, Key Light. Solid space saving and app enabled high-end studio lighting. We're just gonna hope that that's as cool as they say. Anyways, I was looking at how much it costs real quick, because usually Elgato crap ain't cheap. I'll say that for once. For one. So on Corsair's website, Corsair sells this thing for $199, and I probably want two, just to, the way I handle studio lighting, I need two. So yeah, that'd be $400 freaking dollars. That's a whole crap ton of money. And that's coming from someone that is saving up money to purchase a freaking $3,000 computer. But yeah, $400 is a crap ton of money for some studio lighting, but you kind of got to roll with it when you're in the YouTube world. I mean, I don't know how much my capture card was, but that was probably a ton. This microphone was a ton. This camera actually, the webcam I'm using right now actually costs more than the microphone I'm using right now. So you let me know, do you think the microphone or the camera is a better value, since no one's watching the stream right now, actually. But if you're watching this later as a video, you can hear the audio and see the video right now. I think the audio you're hearing is like $250 audio, and the video you're seeing is $300 video. Let me know if you think either of those are worth it. Of course, you have to keep into account this is a live stream, so everything's kind of toned down a bit. A, because of the lack of computer processing power on my end, and B, it's just a live stream. You can't transmit that much data fast. So I guess really it's not a fair comparison to judge the two devices right now. So, Vinny Congetti, sounds like you're far away from the mic. Yeah, because I am. I'll turn the gain up a bit. There we go. It's on maximum now. So that's the most you're going to hear. That's as loud as it's going to get right now. I'm trying not to talk super loud either, because, you got other people in the house asleep. You don't want to wake them up. So that's important. Very, very important. So yeah, I got to figure out a better solution for doing live streams where I can be closer to the actual microphone, because I'm a good 1.5 feet away right now. It's pretty bad. Also, got to figure out a better solution for like everything, really. But right now I have the laptop in my lap here, and the camera's positioned way up here. So whenever I look down at the laptop to do something, then it just looks really awkward on the stream. So that's excellent. Excellente, I suppose. So yeah, I guess for now, just whenever you see Variety Podcast and you click on that, remember to turn your volume way up so you can actually hear. And then when I get a new setup, I won't tell you, so then you'll just blow your eardrums out. So you're welcome. Boo-doo-boo. Chrome is so frustrating. You know what? I'm just going to open up a Safari tab next to this Chrome tab because that's the kind of guy I am. Actually, no, I can't do that. It's not letting me do that. Okay, fine. I won't do that. Because if I try to shrink down this Chrome tab in any way, then it cuts off parts of things that I need to see. So, okay, fine. I have to keep using Chrome. I have like an unnatural hate for Chrome. I just don't like it in any way. But I'm forced to use it right now because YouTube live streaming, at least non-encoded camera live streams, require using Chrome. They don't work in Safari, which is really garbage. We need to all sign a petition saying that YouTube should support. I can't think right now. It really doesn't matter. YouTube should support camera live streaming on Safari. That's what I was trying to say. See, it's the thing again. The thing. Vinny Congetti asks, are you going to do any PC gaming vids anytime soon? Starting to lose my voice here. I don't know what the crap's going on. So PC gaming, no. I mean, most of the games that I would enjoy are on Switch. And there are some PC games that would be fun, like City Skylines, Planet Coaster, that kind of stuff. But, I mean, right now, I really don't have a computer that's capable of running anything on that caliber, much less recording any of it. Because, you know, I only have one computer. So the computer would have to be able to run the game and run the recording software of the game, you know. So it'd have to do double duty. So that'd be a whole lot of fun. And if I do like computer gaming videos, it'd be on Mac, not PC, because I'm in no way a PC guy. It's Mac all the way for me. So, I mean, people say you don't game on a Mac, which, I mean, I wouldn't say buy a Mac for gaming because that's just dumb. But if you already have a Mac for other reasons, like me, you can actually get some pretty okay games on Mac. Like you're not going to be playing Overwatch or anything like that, but there's actually a pretty decent game collection you could find for Mac. It's not as bad as people will make it out to be. Again, don't buy a Mac as your primary gaming device, but if you happen to have a Mac and you want a game on it, there's some pretty decent stuff. Like I have SimCity on mine right now. It doesn't run very well just because it's an Air and the processor sucks, but I mean, it got SimCity, and that wasn't even from EA's store or anything. That was straight off the Mac App Store. Like, literally just open up the Mac App Store and just download SimCity. That's all I had to do. It was $20 actually, but it's the Mac App Store is a really weird place because, like, the iOS App Store is very, very highly supported. You see lots of apps all the time, all the newest games and apps coming out on iOS App Store. Probably because that's the only one. The Mac App Store is like the complete opposite. Like I get on here and I feel like month after month I see the exact same things on the Mac App Store. And it's really kind of depressing. Not just kind of depressing, it's very depressing. But yep, Civilization 6. There's a whole section of the Mac App Store devoted to gaming, and there's not much here. Civilization 6 and Rise of the Tomb Raider have been the top two things on here for the past maybe 3 months. No, not 3 months. At least 4 months. Ever since Mojave, because Mojave was when they added in that gaming section to the Mac App Store. Ever since Mojave, Civilization 6 and Rise of the Tomb Raider have been just right at the top of the gaming section. And then you scroll down, and then you get the crap like we have Antitype, which is a Word game, like one of those word puzzle games on iOS, except it's $15 instead of free. There is some of the weird puzzle games from iOS. I forgot which company makes them. It's Amanita Design. I can't pronounce crap, but they make some cool iOS puzzle games that cost $5 each. They have the exact same games on Mac for $10 each. So if you want to pay twice as much, play on Mac. That's cool. Oh, Human Resource Machine. I didn't know this was on here. That ain't bad. Little Inferno is here too. That game always looked so stupid. I wanted to try it. If you don't know Little Inferno, the entire purpose of that game is just you throw crap in a fire and you get money from burning it for like who knows why. But you get money for burning crap and then you use the money to buy more crap to burn in your fire. So, I mean, it's a thing. But yeah, the Mac App Store ain't too shabby. And then there actually is Steam for Mac, which is not as good as Steam for Windows, but it exists. And of course, you could always just run Windows on your Mac if you wanted to, but I don't need to go that far. I mean, I like Mac OS. That's actually why I'm considering buying a Mac instead of a PC. That's why I like Mac. I like Mac for the operating system. And I think other people would agree that, I mean, the machine itself looks sexy. Like, you really can't find any kind of computer that looks quite like a Mac on the outside. It's just a great design, really beautiful computer. But in terms of power, there's literally nothing about the Mac that would make you want to buy it. Nothing about the internals of the Mac screams, yeah, I want that for the Intel Core i9. The MacBook Pro right now is, I think, one of the, if not the only Intel Core i9 laptops on the market. And that's for a reason. Intel Core i9 and laptop don't mix very well. They just don't. That was proven by a video I found on YouTube where a guy literally fried an egg on the back of his MacBook Pro while it was rendering a 4K video, the i9 version. I'll link it to you guys sometimes if I ever find it, but it was pretty funny. It took like an hour or two, but he managed to fully cook an egg on the back of the MacBook Pro. And that just tells you about that whole deal. So yeah, usually on Variety Podcasts, I talk about, things that have happened in the past week. But this whole live stream kind of slipped by without me doing that. So whoopsie daisies, I probably should have, but it's all right. Whatever. But that's all right, because that's a sign I should probably stop this soon. Anyways, I don't really know if much of anything really happened this week. I mean, Piranha Plant came out in Smash Bros., which that was a thing. I haven't actually played with him myself yet, but I hear he's hilariously overpowered. And if you go into online right now, literally everyone is just using Piranha Plant. That's all they're doing. It's that OP. I sense a patch coming soon. Then there was the Party Crash this weekend. Actually still going on tonight, ends tomorrow morning. So if you want to get into ARMS and play the Party Crash, you can do that. They're still doing the whole Party Crash bash thing, which I don't really know where they are in that whole thing because I missed like almost a whole month worth of Party Crash bashiness. And then I, forgot what the bracket looked like. They're not really keeping people up to date on what's going on with that. At first, there was a bracket originally, which I found here just now. But I don't know past that, they haven't really updated us on where we are. I'm going to try and figure this out myself. Because this time we had Ribbon Girl versus Misongo. Oh, so we're not even through the first round of the bracket yet. Okay, that makes me more comfortable. So it's Ribbon Girl versus Misongo now, and then we'll have Mechanica versus Master Mummy. Then they'll move into the next round. So there we go. Also, there's an uneven quantity of ARMS fighters. So Dr. Coyle just advances the second round without having to do anything else at all, which I think is hilariously appropriate considering the nature of that character. So anyhow, yeah, and a lot of rumors are circulating. This is on a completely different note, but a lot of rumors are circulating about Apple's March 2018 keynote that has been most definitely confirmed at this point, but no one has, or Apple hasn't really spoke about it quite yet. But that's going to be exciting. Apparently, we're getting iPad Mini 5, a new standard sized budget iPad, and like maybe an iPhone SE 2 and over the ear headphones. I don't know. It'll be a bunch of stuff that I'm probably not interested in buying, but is just interesting to see happen. So again, we'll just see it happen, and that'll be that. So that's exciting, possibly. Also, back on the Party Crash for a second, I think the themes are just kind of dumb. So we have they're really running out of ideas for names, or they're just having trouble coming up with ideas in general with the Party Crash Bash because it's just a tournament bracket thing. And so Misango versus Ribbon Girl this week. The theme is, wait for it, song and dance battle. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you can't make up. It just happens, you know. Anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now because it's been over 30 minutes and my voice is starting to die and I need to get to bed so I can have a good week this week, because the better week I have, the more likely I am to pump out some more content for you guys. So special thanks and shout out to Vinny Congetti for stopping by on this live stream, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and see you later. If you missed this week's Variety Podcast, you want to stop by next week and chat with me about random crap, feel free to do that just with the notifications enabled. We pretty much do this every Sunday night. I try to do it around 9 p.m., but sometimes I get sidetracked like tonight where we started at 10 p.m. That's, of course, Central Time. And I guess I'll be out of here. So if you're watching this video later, you can comment anything in the comments that you want me to talk about on next week's Variety Podcast. That's a new thing I'm going to do. If you have anything that you want me to answer, but you can't necessarily stop by for the podcast and chat live, you can leave a comment on this video and I'll answer your comment in the next podcast. Anyhow, see you later, I guess. Bye-bye.